Amid a spiraling humanitarian crisis unfolding in the war-torn Gaza Strip, World Food Programme has declared that 97% of those residing in the northern part of the enclave are suffering from shortages of food, while 83% of civilians are struggling to make ends meet in southern part of Gaza. The World Health Organization chief has warned that no one is safe in Gaza, saying that shortages of food and water supply will only lead to a deadly epidemic in the Palestinian territory. Here's a report.
Rubble, dust, devastation of buildings and of life. That's the story of Gaza today. Region by region, Gaza is collapsing. Destruction and deprivation now mark life there. For many, existence has been reduced to makeshift tents. With nearly 80% of population being displaced and Israeli strikes not hitting a pause, people say there is no place safe in Gaza.
We are sitting in travel halls. We fled Gaza City to Zaveda. They hit where we were staying, and no one was left there. We fled to Khan Yunis. The schools used to be a shelter, but they didn't bring us food. Nothing at all. Every 3 days, a can of meat and cheese. We then came here to feel safer. But the truth is nowhere is safe.
First pushed out from the north, then asked to go back, then confused signals all over. These are images of hundreds of displaced Gazans who have been camping near the Rafah crossing for weeks now. All this as explosions continue to rock the besieged strip.
The
place is bad. No life in Gaza. We don't have food, no safe place, no place to save my children. Life is tragic.
The region is reeling under an acute shortage of even basic needs. No food, no plates, no water in taps. The threat of starvation and disease lingers all over. The health system stands reduced to a third of its pre-war capacity. The few hospitals that are still functional overflow with wounded men, women, and children, and their nightmare shows no signs of an end. The WHO warns it will be impossible to improve the catastrophic health situation in Gaza. The report, WION World is One.
A United Nations report said a shocking 91% of almost 400 households across the Gaza Strip went to bed hungry. To take us through the humanitarian situation on the ground in Gaza, things that you may have seen firsthand, and for more on this, we spoke to Nebal Farsak, who's a spokesperson for the Palestinian Red Crescent Society, and this is what they said.
The humanitarian situation in Gaza is just worsening hour by hour. It is catastrophic. Over 2 million civilians now are lacking food, water, and very basic necessities. And what we have received since the beginning of the escalation in regard to the humanitarian aid, it doesn't even meet 10% of the needs. All population in Gaza now are struggling to have food, water, medicine, and even medical care, since most of the hospitals already went out of service. And those hospitals that are still operating or even have gone beyond their capacities. They are overwhelmed with injured people, and they barely can provide the minimum medical care services to the wounded and patients people. The situation is just heartbreaking, whether you live in Gaza City, in the north, or even in middle of Gaza or the south. It is just a dire situation. Over 80% of the Palestinians already have to fled towards south of Gaza. And now again, they are under the threat of evacuation orders from Israeli occupation forces, forcing them to evacuate again from Khan Yunis and go to Rafah. Rafah is already overwhelmed. There is no leftover places, and even the shelters are totally packed. So that's why it's just a huge challenge and difficulty for every Palestinian to have food and water for his family or even shelter. Many families are still in the streets. They don't have anywhere to go to, especially that those families have to be evacuated many times from an area to another area.